everyone. This is Dean for Paranormal Pickers. Just getting ready for our next Paranormal Picker adventure. Come
It's
on, join me.
Facebook. Okay, we're live. We're live.
Something like that.
As I fade off into the abyss on the video, I love it. How you been, man?
I've been all right. Got my new Fitbit watch here.
Oh yeah,
It tells me how bad I'm sleeping and how bad I'm not walking. So it
What
just
do you,
confirms everything I knew already.
Right, bought a watch to tell you that. I got a wife to tell me that.
Congratulations.
Right. Well, condolences sometimes, just depending on who you talk to, I suppose.
Right,
What's the best score? How long have you had the watch? I'll backtrack there for a second.
Week, maybe a week. Because I had it for last show.
And what has been your best sleep score so far?
84, I think. Well, I didn't sleep for 2 days, and then I had slept for like 10 hours. And they're like, oh, hey, congratulations.
Hey, it's like, hey, good job, man. Good job. From what I gather, I don't have one of those, but from what I gather, it's me and me alone. From what I gather, it's
I just switched.
Those things, an 86 is a pretty good score on one of those, though.
Really?
That's what I gather. Anything in the 70s, 80s seems to be decent sleep.
Well, hello, everyone out there listening in on our stupidity.
Does anybody still listen to this, man?
Did anyone begin?
Well, me, I listened a couple times at least to what we're at.
I don't see anybody on here.
That's okay. We'll go along without them. I got a new dog.
I saw that.
Yeah, now I got 2 dogs that can run away. Actually, the new dog is almost polar opposites energy-wise of the existing dog, which is kind of nice. Yeah, the beagle, he's always total hound. You know, go all the time, 100%. And the husky mix, she's just relaxed and chilled. And you know, I tried to take her on a walk. She got about 3 steps and laid down. I was like, that's enough. So I said, okay.
So how old is the beagle then? Like just a year?
The beagle just turned 2 end of August, and the new puppy, is about 3 months old.
Okay. And one's a beagle, one's a corgi.
One's a beagle, and then the second one is half corgi and half husky, and 100% cute.
100% cute.
Yeah.
Well, I did see a picture of the little pup online. And Laura chimes in with, hey, dudes.
What up, girl?
What up, girl?
You're going to see me fading in and out on this thing. My video is choppy for whatever reason. Well, at least you can see that.
William hungover.
Right. The one guy that doesn't drink is William hungover, I guess. That happens.
You got drunk by contact?
Yeah, I got a contact drunk just from hanging around.
Well, let's look at the card of the day. This is season 2, episode 5. We're going back into time here.
Your flux capacitor working?
Hey, the kid looks like your boy.
Kind of does, actually. Quite a bit, except with that shaved head right there in the background.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Right.
So number 5, that's why it's episode 5, is the Hierophant. Am I saying that right?
It sounds good. I was always going to go with Hierophant, like, you know, an heirloom.
There you go, the Hierophant. So that's him right there.
And what do you know about this gentleman here?
Not too much. I never met the man.
Heard he was a good kid.
But sacred mysteries, is the Hierophant. Tradition, servitude, ritual, innocent, retention, a desire, pardon me, a desire to hold onto old thoughts and ways, even if they are outdated. So I think we got a lot of Hierophants out there holding on to some outdated stuff, but
Made many Hierophants in my day. I see sometimes too, obviously based upon how they're looking in the card, they've been referred to as, the Pope of the deck.
There you go.
At times, right? Which would be the counterpart to the High Priestess, or some would call this the High Priest. So you have that Teacher of Wisdom, which is good. We'll need that. Everybody needs wisdom.
Well, that's what we're going to be talking about is Alden School House, the old Alden School House. So of course,
nice transition.
Learning, yeah.
So
you've been there.
I've been there.
I've lived there.
Yeah. How long did you live there, Dean?
Too long? No. Not long enough? No.
Not like 5 minutes, huh? Underwater.
I would say 2011. About 2011. 2012, I started moving in. It was like a moving in over the course of a year.
So almost a year to move in, and then almost a decade staying in the house. Yes.
I had the townhouse, and it took, I was selling the townhouse. It's a long process. That was back in 2008. So like, by the time 2009, 2010, yeah, about 2010 started moving up there, and then 2011 was kind of when I was transitioned or rooted.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an old schoolhouse that turned into a residence, and the person that was renting the building called us, ghost hunters, and said, "Come on up." And I came on up and pretty much stayed.
So, if I understand you correctly, what you're saying is you went there first to investigate the house, and then were drawn to move in.
Well, yeah, I was selling my townhouse. I asked how much. There was a couple kids living up in the upstairs area, and asked them, or they were moving out, and I asked Judy, the person that rented, how much she charges for rent, and I couldn't pass it up.
Hey, and not only did you have the living residents, but you had also those that had gone before us.
There was quite a few stuff going on there, yep. And we'll get into that too as well. I'm just getting my...
Getting your notes about you?
Getting my slideshow here so y'all can see.
Multimedia presentation. As you're running up that slideshow, if you care to say, was it Judy that invited you in, for the initial, investigation, taking a look at everything?
Yeah, I have some clips of her interview and stuff. The presentation's currently uploading. Last time we were trying to do this, it was just too massive because I had everything in there. So I had to take all the stuff out and just leave it to the slides because it was just too massive to upload it. You shoving your ass in the picture here?
I don't know what's going on here. This thing has got a mind of its own today, and I'm going to let it have the mind of its own. Did you know Judy prior to this, or did she just kind of reach out of the blue?
She emailed a few ghost hunting teams.
Mm-hmm.
We were the first and fastest, I guess. I know there was a team up in...
Boy, don't let that ever confuse anybody.
Wausau, yeah.
Yeah.
Wisconsin that we're supposed to come down to. I don't know how long this is going to take.
Take your time. I'm bringing it up. That wasn't our suspected plan, so if it takes a moment to bring everything into it. No worries at all on that.
Well, we had a few investigations up there. You've been up there many times. Charlie's been up there many times. The other Nick.
The other Nick, yeah, we had.
Nick.
What was his name?
our last-
Tall Bear, Standing Bear, Sitting Bear.
Yep, Standing Bear up there. We had Ron Lovett there. Laura's been there. Obviously, Tim, Amanda. You know, we had most of the group up there. I don't think.
Did Dale ever get a chance to make his way up there?
Dale came up.
Okay.
The Greg guys came up. There was a couple, another team or two that came up to investigate some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But some of the claims that Judy had said is that there was an entity in the basement that was not happy. There was a psychic who was their friends with Monique and Mike upstairs. I think she calls herself Karaoke. Carrie. And a face had rushed her in the basement. And that's when Judy decided to reach out to ghost hunting. Other claims was their school bell rang at 2:00 in the morning. This was previously when somebody else lived there. Judy is obviously nervous in the basement. I've seen her stand there and just stare off into the shower area down there and just kind of like, hey, Judy, snap her out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
John Hughes actually owned the home right before he passed.
John Hughes is in, the Breakfast Club, John Hughes?
The director of Home Alone, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, he bought the place. I think they were going to make it into a film editing studio.
Excellent.
Which is kind of cool. Yeah,
this is right when you were moving out?
No, he had it, and then he died, and then someone else bought it at the time. So the current owner, when I was living there, or not the current owner, because there's a newer owner. But footsteps in the attic was heard. That could be, squirrels, birds, whatever. Obviously, but footsteps in the attic. A little girl was seen. We got some voice capturing for a little girl. Tim actually caught one the first time we were there. Another thing too is over the time that we were living there, or somebody would stay in another room, you would hear your name being whispered in your ear while you're sleeping.
Oh, no way. Can you attest to that happening to you too?
It did happen to me. Tim, definitely. Laura had it happen. Over the course of the years.
Wow.
To find my notes is about the place. Scattered here, scattered in old phones. You leave your little note on your phone.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I got some old phones around here with old notes, and this is what happened.
Let me give a rundown of it while you're bringing some of that stuff up. I'm looking at a little bit of scrapbook history here on the history of Alden School, District 92, as it were. And this is something that is just quick checked off of Illinois high schools or Illinois schools, right? And basically this says Alden, Illinois, population of a whopping 1,534, probably 1,533 now because you're not there.
It's definitely less.
Okay. Is located, it was on Route 173, just west of Hebron and just east of Harvard, and it's in McHenry County. So
it's the flashing stoplight.
One stop, you blink, you miss it, huh? The definition
pretty
of a
much
one-horse town. Okay.
I used to walk to the corner there, and there's a nice utility thing. Have a couple cold ones there and chit chat. I remember one night Monique drove up, and I was just sitting there, time traveling, and she pulled up. She had the window down, pulled up. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm time traveling." She's like, "What?" So she pulled into the parking lot, And she came over by me, and I'm like, yeah, I'll show you time travel. I said, look at this corner here. You see the house, the old house that was probably built right at the beginning of Alden. You have the trees that were probably there because these things were ginormous. They did cut them down recently. And you had all the stuff from back in the day. And then you turn and you look at the other corner, and there's a modern gas station with neon lights, gas pumps. And then you turn back and you see the old, turn around, you see the new. Boom, you just time traveled.
Right there on the corner in Alden, Illinois.
Right there on the corner.
That's great. Speaking of time traveling, this states here that the town of Alden, rather, I've almost made it look like Ellen Alden or whatever the case. But anyway, Alden started its high school in 1921 after consolidating with a few others in the vicinity. The graduating class, first graduating class in 1922. You want to take a guess as to how many students they had graduate in 1922?
4 or 5.
4. You were right on there. It does list the names of those students who are on here. I won't get into that, but said it was offered. Go ahead.
There was probably should have been more, but some didn't graduate.
It says the last graduating class was in 1949. I
have examples of all that stuff here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's about a dozen students at that point in time in 1949. For 27 years, it had its own high school. The high school was located on the top floor of the Alden School on Route 173, and they've now since consolidated with Hebron since then. So kind of neat.
What you're looking at is the Alden School House. This is the first original part there. The bell tower is still there. Yep. And then you see the wing off to the side that was added later. Some of the other claims of haunted stuff before I get into the 42 slide presentation. There was a door in the basement that the latch was moved while we had a haunted Rockford event there. Laura witnessed that.
Now, what type of latch to go into that a little bit?
Just a little old door latch coming up off the latch.
So one of those straight, it's got the straight thing and then the notch on one side, like when you go into a public restroom. Okay, I'm just trying to see what the complexity of this would be to move. Okay.
Yeah. Nope. Laura definitely was excited about that one because it happened right there at the Haunted Rockford event.
Awesome.
Nice. Laura also seen a man in flannel by the bird cage, who we are saying is related to Judy, one of her past husband or something like that. Also, they tried to scare them, Laura and Judy, by presenting them as a head on one of the shelves in the pantry.
Wow.
You can totally see it. Hello. Yeah. Not waving, but smiling anyway.
Hey, that sounds like something straight out of the Scary Stories book.
When I was upstairs, because I lived in the upper part of the wing, and there was a washroom in the back there, and when I was using the washroom, door was shut, and there was a voice that said under the door, "Do you want to play?" So that was interesting. And one of the groups, here's Laura, the door unlatching and opening was awesome. Okay. You still there, Dick? Okay.
I'm still here.
All right.
I was waiting for you to, you were talking about one of the other groups.
Yeah, one of the other groups, Anomalous Paranormal Research Team, they have a YouTube page, and I believe this might be, some of the stuff has been on there. But when Tim and I were down there watching the team, one guy took a picture in the basement, and we were talking to one of the girls, and he brought the camera over. He goes, "I just took this picture, and the girl we were talking to is in the picture." Well, she couldn't be in the picture because she was talking to us.
Yeah.
So she felt that was her doppelganger. So interesting thing there. I mean, they took a picture, got an anomaly there, and it looked like the girl we were talking to.
Speaking of doppelgangers there, I do recall George saying that he saw one of me at one point in time in the
Exactly.
school as well. Yep.
Yes. So here's the sale of the property. So yeah, 1895 to 1896 school year. First day in the new school was 1865. Principal B.F. Manley, primary teacher Miss Hannah Carr, and then Tim's family comes into play too. So Tim's family, he found out that there's a relative that graduated from this school here that was part of his ancestry.
Really?
And and the husband or whatever was the one that poured the concrete of the stoop, the front stoop there. Yeah. So we actually had more of a tie-in than we even living there.
Just you living there, right? It's been tied to us for quite some time. I see there too, if I'm reading this correctly, on October the 4th or either April the 10th, one of the two, as sometimes they switch those dates, of 1895, $300 was the...
Yeah, it was an orchard, and Lucas Disbrow was the one that had the orchard, and he kind of just donated it to the school there, sold the property to them.
Gotcha. And it was a grade school or a young kid school before it ever became a high school, if I understand correctly. Yes.
I think it was all ages. It was like, yeah,
just like a one room kind of.
And that's why they built the wing pretty quickly. They built that wing. So here's Lucas Disbrow. He was 86 years old. So this is the gentleman, one of the first settlers of Alden. And sadly, this is his old bit where he was 86 years old. He was walking around the house with untied shoes, house shoes, and then ended up tripping over his shoelaces. He broke the hip after his fall, tripping over the shoelaces, and the doctor was not able to get the hip back in place. So he later died from infection of that broken hip.
Gotcha. Taken out by the old shoelaces, man. That was rough back in the day. Type of shit never happened with Velcro. I'm going to ask you about Weston E. Disbrow.
Well, that's his son. Now, Weston E. Disbrow is a character. He's born in 1867. So, as you can see, on the evening of April 14th, 1865, just to kind of give you a time perspective, he, while attending a special performance of the comedy Our American Cousin, President Abraham Lincoln, was assassinated. We know that story. If you don't, Google it.
If you don't, you should probably move. That's.
But that gives you an idea of when Weston was born. Weston, 1867, 2 years after Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. And you can see he lived to be 95 years old. Well, this Weston guy, he was a bachelor up until the age of 75. And then he went to St. Louis, or Missouri, and came back with a 19-year-old bride.
Oh, wow.
75 and 19. Do that math. And so that was 75 years old. As you can see, he lived to be 95. They had 3 children. 2 boys, 1 girl. The oldest boy passed away. The two, the daughter and the son are still alive. One lives in Arizona, one lives Loves Park.
Oh, yeah?
And They are still alive. So there are two people on the face of this earth that I know of, the only two people that can literally say that their father was born at the time when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. There's two
Yeah.
people alive today that
Yeah.
can say that their dad was born. Their dad was born
Their dad was
when
born.
Abraham Lincoln was assassinated.
That is crazy.
So thanks for asking me about Weston. I think that's an amazing story there. So
Yeah, that is a pretty cool story.
I was actually surprised you remembered to ask me.
Yeah, well, I do my best here. Now, if I understand what I'm reading and what I've digested here between Weston and Lucas, the land that we're looking at here, is that the original, or what are we looking at here on slide 4?
Well, so this is the Disbrow house. This
Okay,
is
that
still
was what I was going
standing.
to ask about
This
his
is still
house.
standing,
Okay.
and across the street is a schoolyard. So yeah, his orchard would have been across the street.
Okay.
So
when
yeah,
they say they had the when they say they had the
Barely.
the funeral procedures or whatever in the house, this would have been the farmhouse.
This
in
would have been the
Farmstead that
funeral. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, so you read that in the paper?
I did. Yep.
Gotcha. You didn't share that with the class.
I was all right. Sorry if I bring it up to next time. I'll share.
So, in recognition of Alden people, and there's been a lot of losses since I've been here. So I would like to give my rest in pieces, my
In
condolences
memorandum,
to-
in memorial.
Thank you to Candace Picard. She actually lived in the house here with her family. When I first moved here, this was vacant. And I remember Laura was out in the back too. And I saw a car pull up in the driveway. I dropped everything and I'm running, yelling for Laura, people! Because I wanted to find out about this Addams family type of setting here, I need to get into this house. So I met Candace's mother-in-law. I can't think of her name right now. Oh, God. And then her boyfriend at the time. So she took me around the house, not inside, but she walked me in the back, and there ended up being like an old tombstone back there with the name Elizabeth on it. So I don't know where they got that, but she's like, do you want it? And I'm like, I'm good. And I was like, yeah, how am I going to pick this up? And
They say never look a gift horse in the mouth, Dean, and here you are turning down a perfectly good tombstone.
And I'm talking, it's tall. It's like as tall as the front door there. I mean, it wasn't one of those rinky-dinky things, man.
Do you want it? I'm going to pass.
Well, she gave it to me. He's just like, here, that's yours. All right. Okay. Priscilla was her name.
Okay.
Priscilla was the mother-in-law. So Candace, she is actually the same age as me. She died from cancer this year, and she was the sweetest, kindest person you would ever have met. So,
Well, Candace, we're going to light a candle in your name,
definitely.
probably along with these other folks that you may see as we move along here.
So you mentioned the last class of 1940 something.
Yeah.
So I was inside the living room, and I saw cars pulling up in the driveway, and then I see these three ladies out there. So I grabbed my bat.
To take on the Golden Girls out here, right?
No, I didn't grab the bat. I went out there to see what was going on, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Historical Society had pulled up, and they were running an ad in their newsletter. And these sweet young ladies came out. Dorothy, Elzora, and Lorraine came out and did a walkthrough, or walked around the property. They didn't go in. I offered if they wanted to go see the inside, but I do have a slide here that or a video to show of these ladies because I videoed them. So let me find this.
Talk about, of all the things that could happen while you're just sitting around at home, 3 ladies come in and mention that let's see if we got it. They went to school there and graduated, and same year Lincoln was born. No,
No, this was 1943. So let me hide that, and then I'm waiting for the video to come up, and I'll probably have to disconnect my phone.
Dean has gone silent on us. As we wait,
Yeah.
there we go.
When I unplug my headset, so the video so you can hear the video,
I see.
it puts me into view. Can you hear it?
I can hear it, but at first it sounded like barking dogs.
Yeah, why isn't it playing a video? Hold on. What the heck? All right, cool. All right, so let me pull this up. God, I'm telling you, man.
if it weren't for technical difficulties.
If it wasn't simple.
Listen, I guarantee by season 3 we'll have all the kinks worked out.
No.
Oh, here we go.
So this is the video of them talking.
Because I heard when one of the... But there really wasn't much, these trees changed things. Yeah, the trees, I thought they planted those in 1990s. And then, this one, of course, is older. Yeah, these ball fields, it's still out there. Is it? The backstop is still there. Really? Yes. Right now, but really weird for jumping over the front.
This is funny.
From the ball field. Oh, it is that you remember? Jump over the little fence. She could have gone around it, but she always ran that over that fence and fractured his elbow. Oh, jeez. Over to the corner to go home.
I said the one thing that I remember is going out that door, and the church had Sunday dinner.
Oh, yeah.
And it was nice and slippery.
Oh, no.
I went.
She remembers falling.
They weren't looking back. Actually, we were depression era kids, but we had a lot of fun. And we did a lot of things from our own imagination. Yes. We had very little to work with. Bye.
I think this is great. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Good thing you didn't go home this weekend.
I know. It's just for our website.
Oh, okay.
It's down on the website.
Well, thank you very much. Oh, you're welcome.
I love it.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. That was I'm trying to think back, like, what if they were the class of 48, 49,
43.
shoot, 43 even. Okay, so that's probably been 65, 70 years then since they
Yeah, and I believe
Wow.
they all have since passed.
okay.
Since
Well, if they made it that long, they were already doing well enough. They looked 19 to 43. What year would you say that video was recorded that you just played for us?
Oh God. I was just looking for that.
Probably 2013 would be my guess, just because of the, like if you're looking at milestones as to when people graduated and come back, that would have been 70 years ago.
It was August of 2015.
2015. Okay, even better. They were out of school for 72 years.
Yeah. And we mentioned the backstop, so that was the baseball backstop there that was still back there after all that time. I don't know if it's still there. It's because they built a warehouse here and they've been digging up the grass, so I'm pretty sure they took this down. The merry-go-round is still in the back, but
Yeah.
and then
Creepy.
the next slide. Let's see here. So this is a ghost hunting SLS X cam. We're near the backstop. Joe mentioning the backstop. So this is when Melissa got her SLS X cam. So we were testing that out. So you
I
see
love it.
me and Tim here. So let's see if I can bring that video up.
And for those that are watching, listening in, the SLS cam, if my memory is good, this is the one that brings you the stick figures, yeah?
Yep. You know why I wear a camouflage hat?
So nobody sees you?
Oh, no. So
Keep your head warm?
So no one knows what I'm thinking.
Hide your thoughts? Yeah,
Hey,
that's
Tim, what
great.
are you doing?
Hey, Tim, what are you doing?
I'm looking for ghosts.
Oh, my God.
What do you got there?
It's a camera. Special camera. You can see ghosts. It just froze. It just froze.
And you'll see something whisk by me.
Hello.
That's what it did. It's done that before.
See that?
Yeah.
What is that movement there?
What the hell?
And then Tim sees something?
Started.
No, he's trying to figure this thing out.
Well, no wonder it froze. It's looks like it's negative 25 out there.
That's what it did.
Here, watch
It's
right
done
here
that
in
before.
the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
What is that movement there?
I don't know, but this thing
What's
is.
that movement there?
Maybe started.
It would have been neat if you would have captured that too at the same time and seen something come up on the SLS. But
Right?
you got that just off of the regular high 8 or what?
That was my phone.
Oh, that was your phone even.
That was my phone video, yeah. All right, so what do we got after this? So there's the merry-go-round.
That looks just as dangerous as the day it was put in.
I think they may be fixing that up. But as you can see, we were really into weed control.
Yeah. Preservation of the grounds more than anything. You know, you got to make sure that.
I think it
the-
camouflaged some of Mike's plants, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was other kind of weed control there. That's great. Merry-go-rounds. Why did we ever think a merry-go-round was a great idea on a playground?
I'm not sure.
I mean, they are fun, but they just, it looks like something that had just hurt somebody. Did you ever hear or see the merry-go-round go around on its own?
Not on its own, no. As you could see, it had trouble moving just by me trying to move it. So this is Mrs. Taswell, first and second grade classroom, 1954 and 1962. So this is actually my area. So you could see I was kind of painting, but this is where I had my kitchen area up
I can
here.
see the crease.
Yeah, so that's the same spot that she's standing in. So you can see the wall jutting out, and then
Mhm.
she had you can see the wainscot, the bottom wood there.
Yeah, yep. I'm checking out the door frame too. Everything that
Yeah,
still
so
looks to be.
everything's there. I couldn't
Mhm.
find a better picture. I'm sure I have it in one of the old phones or something. But that's cool. So you can see that at one time that was Mrs. Taswell's classroom,
Mhm.
and now my kitchen. And that they actually cut a stairwell into that floor right behind me there in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And all the floors kind of went. So I had to put like that much wood to keep things from leaning over.
Wow.
Yeah, money pit.
Yeah, just to level things out.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much of that still was the same too, from when the school was there to when you turned it in. Now, what do we got for slide 12 here?
Slide 12. Yes. Let's see if that show plays. This one should.
The couch and
Oh yeah.
the door, the front door opened up on its own, where I thought Judy was going to come out of the bedroom because I hear this like shuffling of feet, and he's like, no, I thought the upstairs guy was coming in the door and there was no one there, and I actually got up and walked over to the door, and the front door actually slammed at the same time as I looked at it. So that was kind of cool.
So there you go. Yeah. So there's the front door when you first go into the school, and then you have the main staircase back in the day, the old school stairs, and then you have the front door for the apartment, and then go up the stairs. You got the other door for the upstairs apartment. Well, that's where Mike lived. The gentleman that was peeking around here on the camera, he was the kid that lived in the space that I lived. He actually stayed in one of the rooms while I was up there as well. So he rented there briefly in enough. And then I think he's down in like Missouri now in a rock band or something like that. Playing some kind of bluegrass music.
When you think he's going to come back and play with all the paranormal cop up here in Harvard, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of Austin Edwards, he will be back this Sunday from 7:30 to 9:30 at the Milky Way Park.
Oh, fantastic! Right there in Harvard, huh?
Yep, for the
Awesome.
Traveling Veterans Wall tribute.
Is that a Traveling Wilburys cover band?
No, Veterans Wall, like a memorial wall.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that thing actually made its way to Sycamore not too long ago.
There you go. All right, so slide 13 is another video.
The hits just keep on coming.
Yeah. Okay, Dick Clark.
Well, you're half right.
So here's another example of the door. This is actually Stan. See, he just saw this door move.
Yeah.
Let me play this again because Stan
Yeah,
just
please do.
So yeah, so this is another tribute. Actually, let me play this again. That's when Dale's
See it move there too.
Yeah, and he looks. It slammed.
Mm-hmm. He's like, "What the hell was that, man?"
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's Stan Sewell. June 7th, 2014 was up there, and he just recently passed August 7th, actually, of 2022.
Stan had a nickname, didn't he?
I don't know.
All right.
I know
Sure
he
he
had a
did.
straw hat,
Straw Hat Stan.
which I appreciate. So far we got Candace and Stan, who's been at the school, who's now passed.
And probably those three ladies that came out there as
the
well.
three ladies, yep,
The Golden Girls, yeah.
right. This is Dale's team. There he is with the straw hat.
All right. Stan the man.
Sorry, Kathy Perry, if you're watching. I know that you took the picture. I didn't. Maybe I did.
All right. Well, who we got there? We got Stan. We got Dale.
Uh-huh.
We got Kathy.
Yep. Two Kathys.
Kathy's. Yep.
Mike.
Mike. Yep.
What's his name? I can't think of his name.
And the other gentleman in the back there.
It's Mike Piscopo. And then I'm not sure of her name. I'm not familiar.
And this is right out in front of that front door there, yeah?
Yeah. Yep, that's the front door.
I'd be curious to see Dale's notes sometime. We'll have to.
Oh, yeah.
I know they do some great Holzer type file notes. I'd have to check those out sometime.
And of course, these are the dogs that ruled the post. So
I love them.
There's the stairway. So this would be the door that I was referring to shut, where Stan saw the one where they were standing in front of shut. So this one opened, and then the other one shut by the time I walked. So like somebody opened the door and left and slammed the front door. So we have Diesel, Ruggles, and Kenzie here.
And which one's which? Who's Diesel?
Diesel is the Tibetan Mastiff, and then the two Great Pyrenees. The one next to Diesel is Ruggles, and then the one always on the couch, I think, Kenzie.
Right. Wow, those are some big dogs.
And they're no longer with us.
Tribute to the dogs.
And a tribute to the dog is right, because cover your ears, because I'm going to play a Diesel file for you.
All right.
Just to get a taste. And
I love it.
nice clear. So when Diesel barks, you scream, oh, there they are. Look at them.
Right? The other two are like, oh, what's he barking at?
When Diesel, you walk into the house, and when Diesel's in the bedroom with Judy, and you're walking, trying to walk around, and that dog senses everything, your skin jumps off of your bones. That dog, man, because you don't expect it. All right, so let's see. Remove that. Remove that. Okay.
This is editing on the fly. I love it.
No, just getting rid of the slides that are up there. Okay, so then we have the attic.
Is that a noose?
No, for a doll maybe. So that's actually Mike Bernard, another rest in peace.
Another tribute, yeah.
He passed January 6th of 2019. He actually died in my arms, which is pretty bizarre.
Yeah. And he was at the school, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was the tenant upstairs, so he lived in the apartment of the original building.
Okay.
So technically, we were like a door away. All I had to do was open that door and go into his apartment. And yeah, they lived there and stayed there up until the day he died, basically.
Yeah. Is that a toboggan behind him there too?
I don't think so.
It's all up on that, in those
I
rafters.
don't think there was a toboggan up there.
Yeah.
I know the bell tower was there. Still
Did it still have a bell in it?
Yeah, it does. They actually, the new owners installed it, put plexiglass around it, and put a light up in it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So this is Mike Menard by our Moon Saloon, our fire pit, and the Moon Saloon, we called it.
That is a heck of a log he's got next to him too.
Right? Here's the Moon Saloon.
During the day.
During the day, the fire pit seen better days. This is kind of towards the end. Got a lean-to back there for the firewood, a tiki bar that was brought to us by Paul Smith and Lisa. They bought a home and they found that on their patio and said, "You want it?" I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we want it.
So you should see the progression of the Moon Saloon. It went from a dresser to this. And the story that I have regarding the back here is the 4-wheel drive went in my truck, and it was really wet in the back, swampy area here,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to go back there for something, and I got my truck stuck. And I had to call a tow truck to get my truck out of the backyard. Well, ironically, this is after Mike passed, because Mike would have helped me, and initially
Push you out to get it out of you.
we figured something out. And so the guy that was driving the tow truck, he had the same experience. His best friend died in his arm, and it was just, we were telling the same story. And it was like,
Wow.
and there was like a moment where we didn't say anything. It was like, okay, that's freaky, kind of like,
Yeah.
right, yeah. So he basically told me that the thoughts and memories won't ever leave,
Yeah.
obviously, but it was like, oh, great,
Just something to look forward to every January, Dean, huh?
Yeah, right? But, yeah, and then, so another tribute, of course, Mike put his blood, sweat, and tears into this place.
Oh, yeah. Mike did a lot of investigating with us, too.
And then we have Wes. Also, I don't have a picture of him. I lost that in the edit of the last time I had it. I think I lost it. But Wes was Mike's friend, lived down the street. He would come over and play the guitar and jam all the time around the fire pit. Great dude. But he ended up having a brain aneurysm, and they found him in the backyard of his, and he just lived on the other side of the
school.
the stop sign,
Yeah.
the blinking light.
Well, Charlie was there, too. We'll throw Charlie in for the...
Yep. I think
he's
I
the
got
man of
him
the season.
Slide 22 is the attic with the red lights.
Oh, red lights on.
Well, blinking red lights.
It's the attic district. I remember the attic. Playing.
What slide is this?
22.
22. Oh, crap. I don't have a 22.
Is this like a hotel? You skip over 22, you go to...
Oh, there it is. Okay, this is one I don't play on here. I got to pull it up manually. So, tell the folks about the red lights, Nick.
So, red lights, if we want to talk about red lights in the form of lab lights or red lights in general, would be... What's that? I don't see anything, but I sure hear it.
No, it automatically plays when I pull it up, so go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. So is if it's in conjunction with what we call lab lights, it's just an anomaly that has been seen throughout pitch blackness. It's one of those things where the room will be completely black, and then you just see lights that are floating and clustering around. I've talked to some that have said colored lights could be, could just be spirits. Others that say it could be Zach Bagan's favorite thing, a demonic force, as it were. But we can leave that up to interpretation as we take a look at the video footage that Dean is about to roll for us.
So this is, we're in the attic, and Charlie is sitting in the background too. But
Excellent.
Tim is there. I'm on the side, and I started seeing these red lights. I heard this noise rush past me, and then the camera fell, and the energy sound that I heard was rushing by me towards the bell tower, and that's where the camera's sitting, resting for 45 minutes, because we just captured this right when the camera ended the film. So it's interesting footage.
I want to say I was there this night too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing these red lights now. I just saw one right on this wall. What the fuck? What was that? I don't know. Somebody's going for it.
What's his camera?
You hear Charlie there.
Yeah, play that one again too, because I mind you that camera is fixed and hasn't gone anywhere for 45 minutes, like you said.
What was that? I don't know.
And when you what the fuck? What were you reacting to? That was the energy that was coming towards you that you felt.
Yeah, it was this loud rush sound in my ear. It was like scraping on my jacket or something, like, and then it like rushed past me. I'm like, what the? And then the camera flipped over at that time.
Yeah, which is neat because you react, a good half a second prior to that camera going under. So
Right. All right, so 23. What's 23? Nothing, actually. It's blank.
Right.
There you go, 23. Happy birthday.
23 and me.
24 is Ruth in the basement, so let's see if that video comes up.
Oh, the basement.
Shaky?
Yeah, a little shaky. I don't get shaky.
There's chairs here.
No,
if you
I'm
wanna-
just getting a little shaky because Spirit's giving me a little bit of shake, and I don't need this. I really don't want to be down here.
Are you okay to stay?
Yeah, I'm
or-
okay. I just don't really want to be down here right now. I just don't
Can you-
feel comfortable.
Comfortable because of
I'm
why?
feeling a little. I feel like I've got somebody behind me just staring at me in my back.
Like
Yeah.
a man?
Oh yeah, it's a
Billy?
man.
Male?
It's a man. Yeah, and he's not real happy with me being here. I don't know why. I'm not harming anything or anybody or anyone. It's no harm to none. But I'm feeling that he's like, I don't believe in this garbage. He doesn't believe in mediums or. Okay, he's Baptist. That's why he doesn't believe in it. Okay, it's very uncomfortable. Okay, I just tried to get the spot to stay. I don't really give a.
He's
Wonder if she was-
Baptist.
He's still pissed to this day. I wonder if she was describing the Rao guy.
I don't know. But that's where Judy stands and just disappears in her own thoughts.
Yeah.
This is where the psychic feels stuff. This is where other people have felt stuff. A man, other psychics have picked up on this bad spirit down in the basement. Now, right where we're standing on the other side, what you can't see is the shower. So that plays a role in it. I don't know how, but
Back over by the shower, if I'm recalling the basement correctly from
no, I
memory.
have
Mind you,
footage
this
of
is-
that.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I do
I'm
have-
thinking this is, over a decade ago maybe that I was there. That so by the shower, that would be on the west end of the building. Directions are
It's right in the middle of the building, actually.
okay.
But let's see here. So that's. Oh, that might actually play. Let me take this one off here. So it's number.
It had that old concrete foundation and everything down there. You just get that typical 1800s, early 1900s basement feel to you. You've got the just
Oh yeah. Plus
all
got
kinds of
the-
dirt and muck and everything. Oh, go ahead.
Well, here it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. What the hell are you doing to me? Look at that. Look at that. It's like a. You see this? Oh, there's another one now.
Yeah, it's like meth.
What? It's yellow.
It's like meth, dude.
This one looks like it's messing with the shower head. You should see this.
Get in there more.
I put my finger. What?
Get in there more. Get in there more.
Get in the shower with him, Tim.
I lost this one.
Scared him out.
This is so wild.
So yeah, there is.
It's like there's no.
That's the shower. That's it. Are you stuck in the shower? Can you lift
both of your arms if you're stuck in a shower, or lift your right leg. Lift your right leg if you're in the shower.
Right, do the hokey pokey if you're stuck in the shower.
It keeps touching it. It's so weird.
Can you lift your leg, one of your legs?
My left arm.
Leg is a dog.
Can you lift your leg? One of your legs. Get your hand away from your private, man.
Where that was going.
That's great, right?
Wait,
He can wash it as fast as he wants.
Try jumping. Can you jump? Can you jump for us?
Can you jump through the hoop?
I like how you're playing prison
ahead,
warden
jump.
games with this guy. That's-
Or hop, I should say hop. Hop in the shower type of thing. Get it?
Hop in the shower, get hit. Can you pick up the
Are you
soda?
adjusting the temperature? Are you checking the temperature of the water?
This is wild.
I don't know how I feel about staring at a ghost in the shower for so long.
Get used to it.
Right.
So go further in.
Like how you keep,
Tim is like my Aaron to my Zach.
right, you keep enticing him to go in further. Just get in there. Get in there.
Wow. I move it.
And I get any privacy around here, jeez.
I
Right.
hope you're okay with me being right here.
Tim, you ever showered with a
Oh,
ghost?
he's
Look at him.
scrubbing his back.
Yeah.
Now his front again.
How does he know we're here?
Leave your privates alone, dude.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I've been cleaning before.
That's great.
It's so weird as I adjust it. It still stays there. Oh, turn it off.
It's like falling down.
Could you imagine that thing walking out of there?
Right through Tim.
Even as I back away, it's still there. And it gets smaller.
But that gives you a good shot of the shower anyway, you know?
Yeah. Well, and just the, you know, what I was trying to describe
Wow.
with words, the visual here with the texture of the walls and the way that it felt like. I mean, it just had that natural, cool temperature and mustiness about it down there. $25 alive.
Skeeter and Nala. Okay. All right, so these pictures I didn't put in there.
Skeeter. That reminds me of the bird.
Well, we got the birds. Skeeter. Let's see.
Would you say the birds, as you're bringing them up, would you say that they ever had any paranormal experiences that you would be able to, like, you know, describe to us? Like, for
Yeah,
instance, did
I
the
don't
birds
even know.
ever...
The birds can go away. Actually,
All right. I'm done with the birds.
no, from when I lost the slides, those slides ain't there right now, and didn't expect to do episode 5 tonight, but it wasn't
Well, this
prepared.
one's for the birds.
So I had a picture of you in the cage. There we go. So this one here, actually, I do have a.
Well, we got Laura, yourself. Who's the gentleman sitting next to you?
That's my brother Doug, who is no longer with us.
Okay, so we got another tribute here with Doug.
Yep, but I have other videos beforehand, so let me remove this.
Okay. While you're doing that, Laura says, when the spirit showed its head in the pantry, the birds went ballistic.
The birds always go ballistic.
There must have always been a head in the pantry.
Nightmare. All right, so we went from 25.
Hello there.
25. So this says Nick reacts.
I did quite often.
There's Charlie.
There's Charlie. There's George.
This is where the mirror was, George.
When we talk about the mirror. See your little step?
Yeah.
You gotta stop leaning forward. You're disappearing.
Hey, I'm watching myself here in this video.
Wait, where?
Right here.
What happened right there?
This is where the mirror
What
was.
happened right here?
You got pulled on the pantry.
Right when he was talking about the mirror, something like a dog or a kid brushed by my pant leg.
If I remember correctly too, I've got some pictures right around that same time. You see? There I am. I saw the little stutter step there.
Yep.
And then I had some black mass was like,
Covering me.
Yeah. In the pictures, I recall that. That was in the upstairs, right? The original portion of the house.
Yeah. That was upstairs. That's where Mike's apartment. And so that was 32. 34.
For those counting at home, Dean's just keeping track of our slides as we move through with Alden.
This page isn't responding.
Really?
Crap.
Well, I've got slide 36. I got slide 37 here. I'm not sure who these fine folks are. Look like they could be family members of yours, Dean.
You're seeing something up there now?
Oh, absolutely. I can see, well, if I describe him, he's a gray-haired gentleman with a goatee. He's got a lovely-looking lady with some sunglasses, some looks to be strawberry blonde hair, maybe a touch of brown. Oh, and I'm all alone, just like that. So at any rate, let's talk about the schoolhouse that Dean was in for some time. The place, my first impression of it when I ever rolled up to it, you come along on the hillside there and you see it, and it's just a wide open land, and then it's got the schoolhouse off to the side that you can walk into, and it just gives you that feeling of age and years as you walk into it. Welcome back, Dean.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I believe we were on slide 33 maybe.
Well, no, you were jumping ahead.
Yeah, I don't know how I was able to do that either. Like all of a sudden I saw you and your brother and Laura, and then we went to another one.
Stop clicking.
I'm not clicking nothing. My hands are up here. Well, if I'm clicking, I'm not clicking with my hands. Let's put it that way.
I'm not doing anything. Look at this thing going crazy.
Yeah, it's doing it on its own.
Put your hands up.
See how it goes. No, I'll keep mine up here.
It was you.
It wasn't. It was not.
Let's do this. I figured out a faster way here.
Yeah? Got the old drop down arrow?
So that's so I got the one. I got more videos, so let me just remove
It's the
this.
dude from the basement, says Laura. That's who was doing it.
All right, let's see. I tried to bring up one video file. I gotta do it manually again. Hold on.
No problem. I'll keep, like a good cop, I'll keep my hands where you can see them.
A good cop.
Well, yeah, cops ought to keep their hands where you can see them. That's true too.
So of course we do a lot of things in reverse. And this is one of those examples. While at the school, this is a standing bear. And he receives a text from his wife. And the text is in reverse. Now, at that time, it was possible to reverse the text, but you wouldn't have to have this special app to do it. So I don't know why this text came in backwards, and you'll hear him explain. And of course, everything's in reverse.
Right.
My wife texted me when I was inside. And she asked me, well, at first I couldn't understand it. And I sat there trying to figure out what the hell it is. And I don't know how well you can get that. But the one in white is the message that I got. Let's see if I can take it out. Sure. And that was where see, when I got that message, we were in the basement. I didn't answer him at 10:29. Right? And I texted her back. I said, no, baby, not yet. And that text was effed up. And this is what came up on my phone. So I sent her a message back, forward back of what she said to me. She said, oh, I told you my phone was effed up.
I like that cat. He was
A
cool.
reverse text, yeah. So it's shoot, it's coming up on the anniversary of his wedding too. I was able to perform his wedding about 3 years ago. Yeah,
There you go.
nice guy. He spends a lot of time down in Florida area now for work and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
Yep, good kid.
So now we can bring this up.
I'll occasionally get a text from him, but it's not in reverse.
That was cool. Standing bear. So then more tributes. Obviously, the folks have been at the school and no longer with us is my brother Doug. He died from lung cancer February 21st of 2016. So my younger bro.
Younger brother, Doug?
Yep. And then before Mike passed, or actually after Mike passed, I had my cousin Mike come up and take Mike's couch out of his room.
Mm-hmm.
And one of Mike's friends, Tara, was taking it. And that's my cousin Mike right there.
All right, that's the gentleman I was describing.
And so Mike died January 6th of 2019. My cousin Mike died June 28th of 2019.
Oh, wow.
The same year. And he came up to the schoolhouse, helped with the couch, and like it wasn't that long after where he passed. I was like dumb. I was like,
That's crazy. Yeah, like what's going on here?
And then another Mike who came up to the school that I knew from 2017, I want to say. He rented a room when I lived in Carroll Stream, but Mike Fro was at the schoolhouse maybe once or twice to say hi, visit me. But he passed October 27th of 2018. So 3 Mikes right there in a matter of, it was October
Less than a year.
27th, October 27th, 2018, Mike January 6th of 2019, and then my cousin Mike of 2019, June. So 3 Mikes, like boom, boom, boom. Crazy.
You know, when you were living there and now since being out of the place, did you ever feel like, maybe the energy was bad or the energy was off or it had an effect on anything, or do you think a lot of these things are just happenstance and age, because there's taking a look at this, and obviously not all of them have any true direct connection to the schoolhouse, but it's just uncanny the amount of people that have walked through those doors that that you knew that are, since no longer with us.
There was negativity there, but there was also more good times, and that
Yeah.
was all outside.
Yeah.
Outside was awesome. You know, you couldn't ask for. I mean, had fires every single day.
Sure.
I mean, you could go. You could probably walk back there now, and there probably still be an ember down there that you could start a fire with.
Okay.
You know, as my brother used to say, the one that passed, you know, it's not a fire until they can see it from Mars.
Right. Outside of that, it's just a little smokestack, right?
Well, we definitely had a lot of fires that they could see from Mars, and I pointed out one day. I mean, there's, you know, like you get a little misty clouds in the air and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, our fires are always going, and I actually pointed out to Tim where above the fire pit, the sky was clear. You could see the stars.
Yeah.
Because
You're cooking away the clouds.
because of the chimney. He's like, he was like, wow, that's pretty wild, man. Speaking of wild, this flagpole has been there forever. As you can see, remember we had, what was it? Not that long ago, that below 60 degrees winter.
Yeah.
Where everyone stayed home and it was like everything was frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Judy talking about it. She's like, the furnace isn't working. I'm looking at her. I'm like, if it wasn't working, you wouldn't be talking to me.
It's just struggling.
Yeah, I go, we're enveloped by minus 50 degree temperatures. Give it a rest, you know.
Yeah.
So obviously this flagpole took the night, that temperature, and then like a day or two later we had the temperature changed like 60 degrees, plus we had 60 mile per hour winds, and that's what took this down. It was sad to see when you first seen it. You know, you looked out there and there's that flagpole on the ground. You're like, oh, God, defeated.
Yeah.
So they did save part of that, and it's a smaller pole right now, but you can see on the left how big and majestic it looked. So
they were not able to. To
not that height,
save it.
not the same height, but probably half that height.
So this probably would have been at January of 2019. Wind chills plummeted to 57 below.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's around the time.
Yep. And then let's see. So this was just recently. So the new owner.
Oh wow! Look at that.
The new owners blacktopped the driveway finally. The warehouse, it's a computer store. You still see the cell tower in the back, and there's the flagpole. There's the flagpole there. You can still see it.
Yeah. So what is that building now? The warehouse there. What is that for?
Computer recycling. And they had an open house. It would have been the Sunday when we were originally supposed to do episode 5, so you could have made it up there.
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
can walk around in there. So yeah, you see the bell tower up there?
Looks like they put a fresh coat of paint on the building too.
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just a.
I think that they have like 8 kids. They went out there with little scrub brushes.
Turn them loose, right?
I'm not kidding either.
Really?
Really?
That's fantastic. That's awesome. Did you make it up there for the open house?
No, I had to work. I had to work. Super Bowl Shuffle. What's that all about? Let's see here.
Bears shuffling crew, shuffling on down.
So actually, I don't know. I was watching TV one night, and Super Bowl, or was it a videotape? Maybe it was a VHS.
I love it.
D. Thompson.
I love the thumbs up at the end too.
I don't know why I threw that in there. I just remember. Hey,
maybe it's the year for the Bears. This is their year.
My name's on there. Why is I'm part of the Super Bowl Shuffle, man? Come on, man.
I love it. I love it.
Who could top that, folks? And
Somebody's trying to say hi.
What the hell? Oh, is this a new pup?
No, this is the old pup.
Can't tell with your backdrop there.
Right, this is Eli.
Eli's adorable. There he is.
Right, he wanted to come say hi.
Eli! Eli!
It's coming from the screen, stupid. He's like, is that the dog making noise again? Yeah, Eli's been pretty good. He's adjusted pretty good to having a new pup around. I'll give him that.
Cool. And the new pup's name again?
Mia.
Mia?
Yeah, Eli and Mia. I wanted two of them with just 3 letters. Actually, side note, Avery named the new dog. So Avery's been doing a lot of talking electronically, let's call it. So he's the EVP. And so he named it with his tablet. He was watching some episode of something, and I asked him what he wanted to name the dog, and he kept saying Mia over and over again. So we named it Mia.
Awesome.
Yeah. Class of 2020.
So yeah, this is the final chapter, the final exam, so to speak. We had almost dead paranormal. I forget what we call him. Nick.
Almost dead.
Oh yeah, Nick. So there was Nick, and then Ron, and then our group. And I'll play a few moments here. This thing's 30 minutes long, so I won't play it all. But you can see it
Get
on
some highlights as we go.
You can see it on YouTube. So you'll hear like Judy at the beginning.
And this is apartments now, or?
The schoolhouse is obviously very old.
So it's an old schoolhouse converted into apartments?
Yeah,
Okay. How many
2.
2 apartments?
I have the major part of it. It's 1.5 stories.
Okay.
I have the whole bottom main floor and half of the upper floor. And then this other couple has half of the upper floor.
I'm pausing that for a second because that what you just played is like something that you would see straight out of a horror flick when it first starts too. Like they just play that in. This is the intro, and then let her rip. Right? That's pretty awesome. And I want to give my best wishes out to Judy as well too.
Yeah, Judy is in hospice right now, so
Right. She gets the candle lit for her as well with everybody else that we're lighting today for.
Hey spirits, it's Dean. I'm going to be leaving here. Probably will never be back at the schoolhouse. So I brought some friends with me. Come and join us. Well, you get to see some of the school here, which is cool.
Yeah.
Now, Nick's going to be on an episode coming up here. 16. Heart to Heart with Nick and Laura, and I guess you're Nurse Brooklyn. Heart to Heart. Yeah, we're going to do a couple things.
Is that their team name,
up
Heart to
here,
Heart?
Yeah. In this area here, I heard a little boy under the door say, "Wanna play?" Oh, there you go. I got the date and everything. See, my notes are good.
Especially when you're writing them on a blackboard.
There's Ron. Ron's watching out there.
I think I just heard a faint yes.
What?
Did someone ask a question?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Ron asked if there's an Ashton here, and you said yes.
Sounded like, I can replay it if you want to hear it.
No.
There it is.
Ashton, how old are you, Ashton?
But where did you get Ashton from?
It was on my phone program.
That
Just
popped up?
upstairs in my.
Ashton, did you grow up here? Can you tell me what city this is?
Did you have friends here?
So this upstairs room here, it was so freaking cold in the wintertime. I mean, this was made for a school, and I remember reading an article where it got so cold that the teachers in this part of the building would move the classroom to the other side and shared the same classroom with somebody, another classroom, so they could not be so cold.
Just to share body heat.
I'm sitting there in bed with gloves and a hat on, trying to get it warm. I'm telling you, man, it was intense.
You no longer with us in the room?
Kind of zip through here a little bit.
No problem.
To the dreaded basement.
Ah, yes.
It's kind of hilly around here.
So here's the storage room.
So it's the old coal room, probably.
No, just storage. This is the lock that jumped open.
This is the one?
Yep. She had it closed and locked, and this thing jumped up. It's the old toilets in there.
Oh, wow, from the...
It's a good look at the basement down here.
That keeps going?
Yeah, there's another room over there that we can't get into, and that's the old shower. And then the rest of the basement here, and then there's a little outcrop there.
Try that again.
Especially when the ghosts are showering in it.
This was an apple orchard at one time. They're obviously probably Native American back around this area. They found some artifacts not too far from here.
Looked like a scene out of the Blair Witch for a second there.
Right.
I can't believe how nice the floor is down here, is what this is.
It's always covered with water. Someone tried to...
My camera just likes this corner for some
It
reason.
was doing weird shit.
Every time I try to take a picture over there, my camera will not work. So then I went and moved over there, camera worked fine. Came back over here, tried 3 more times, won't take a picture.
Well, you're not talking phone camera, you're talking a regular camera?
Camera.
Yeah, camera.
Camera.
We'll try it again.
See, now it works. That's crazy.
That was weird though, wasn't it? Yeah, just 5 times it wouldn't take it. Walked over there.
It's deep.
They have one team come out, and I think it was Tim and I talking to this one lady, and this guy was taking pictures. And he comes over and he goes, look, she's in the picture. I'm like, well, she was sitting there talking to us at the time. She wouldn't have been over there. So we had a picture of her somewhere else. And
When she wasn't there.
She wasn't
right.
there.
So then, of course, Doppel,
Pictures. Always count the people in the room.
I thought I just saw a head peek around that frickin' pillar right here.
Probably did.
Just like this. So, yeah,
There's
now,
something behind me.
yeah, there's something behind me too.
Yeah, I can feel it.
And the weird thing is this is where I was, where Tim was behind me filming me. I'll get this
We have company.
I'll get this on camera. So, Tim was behind me filming. It was dark as hell, and it kept looking like, here, I'll demonstrate it. It's like your me.
Okay.
I saw nothing but black, but this.
Just like something kind of reached
No,
out.
an arm.
Just an arm. And then light shape.
And I kept going to reach for it, it was never there to reach for it. So then I got Tim's laughing, like, look, I go, do you see this? He goes, no. You know, like it's like an arm is reaching out.
I don't know, dude, but we're not in here alone. I know that.
Yeah, my back has got chills.
Yeah, I got
That's why
chills in my back, and you want to know the funny part?
You guys are like almost funny with him in his
Yeah,
Right here.
it's all
That's where
like
my
right
heart
there.
attack was. I feel it.
Oh, really? Great.
And I don't feel it deep, but I can feel that it's there, and I haven't had a back problem all day.
Don't pass out on
Now that
it.
I'm over here, I'm not as...
I love the heartbeat.
Yeah, and this
over
is,
here.
yeah, this is where it always is. And we had like a Native American out here at one point, and he sensed Native Americans all along this wall here.
You doing peeing in there?
So that's the main room,
Look how clean it is with nothing in there now.
right?
Hey, Ron.
This used to be the main entranceway, so they added this on. And this is where Laura had seen a face on the shelf, yeah.
Okay.
And we had a couple of interesting things here, so you would probably get some kind of a residual energy here because if kids are running through there, they would go to their class, so this is
Okay.
part of it.
Carl, are you buried here in this community when you died? Okay, like a minute ago, I saw a sparkle
Are you serious?
on this, on your left side.
On this side?
Yeah, this side. It wasn't you, it was something else. It sparkled.
That's so freaky, dude, because in my head,
Yeah,
I was sitting there talking to Carl saying, appear in front of us as a light form.
there you go. All right.
And as soon as you said that, I was like, no way, because I just thought it.
Yeah, there you go, Carl. We appreciate you letting us know you're here. We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to scare you. We really just want to talk to you. If you're okay. Okay with that.
What is that
Don't
spark
this
behind
is your
him?
place you like to hang out.
Oh, nice.
Again,
That's what
Over here?
on the same place.
Oh, because I'm seeing something down here. So
Really?
we're getting some kind of energy or something
Okay,
here.
all right, residual or something maybe. Anyway, Carl, again, if that's you, can you do that one more time for us? We'd really like to make sure it's you. Okay, anyway, so were you a janitor here? That's what we heard.
What?
See? He's seen shit too.
Seriously?
Like,
How long ago?
Tim's here. Tim's saying he's seeing light in there.
yeah.
Like, wow, I'm telling you.
This is the place.
Carl, can you make the light last longer, please? Just have it last for about 3 seconds. No?
No, we're not on nothing.
Can you let the light last for 3 seconds, please? 1, 2, 3.
Again.
Where?
It's
Yeah,
on your
Thompson,
side,
that's
your
good.
left side.
Behind me?
Behind you. Cara, are you standing behind? Are you? Are you standing behind Dean? Can you touch him then maybe? Let him know you're here?
What a great night for a final exam. Here we go.
During the night, we have heard some interesting names come up. Felt energy and fortunately, Ryan had seen a shadow go into the bathroom. Amanda had heard unexplained voices. Nora and Brooklyn were attempting to leave with the front door written open, and they had seen forms coming up the basement stairway. Me and Ron went with the activity in the pantry. Now they entered the bathroom of the night.
Dun dun dun.
Pee Wee Herman.
Martha, we knew that you were a teacher here. Did you enjoy teaching your kids?
I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I'm late.
We're not playing Ouija board.
Yeah. You want to play a game? Let's play Ouija.
Snap happy now.
Yeah, we're all snap happy. Can I give it that?
All right. Thank you, guys.
First use.
Thank you, spirits. Thank you.
It's a squirrel. Oh, yeah, it's a video.
Just thanking everyone and the spirits and the real people here.
Real people. Yep, so that's it.
Hello, real people.
So that was kind of the final chapter there that we did. I did go in one time to pick up a package that was delivered there in error. And I did, I recorded it, obviously, but nothing really happened. So here's one of the pictures that I was supposed to bring up. Nicolas Caged.
Nicolas Cage. I think I'm in Skeeter's cage there, man.
That's when you were drinking and smoking, I believe.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
I don't know what just happened there. I think my mouse hit something. And, Charlie was there multiple times. I'm going to try to look for that picture, but if you want to talk about a few things that you experienced at the schoolhouse.
Yeah. So, you hit the first one when we showed the reaction that I had in that room. That was just one of those things that I felt like it was either a kid or an animal, something small. You feel it brush against your leg and you kind of react to it at that point in time. And then that was the same time that there was a series of pictures, maybe 2 to 3 pictures where you were standing in the same spot. And as the pictures were kind of rolled through, you can see a black mass that just covers Dean, completely. And then, the next frame that you take, you can see Dean completely fine there. That basement, as mentioned, it always creeped me out. Just the feel of it. Like I can't even, the words don't do it justice as to what type of environment it was down there. You can smell it, you can feel it, you can touch
You
it.
can sniff it today if it doesn't matter because it happens anyway.
Right, jibbita jibbita and a rat-a-tat-tat. There was a time, especially with all the Native American, things that we brought up, and then me bringing Standing Bear over, or him coming over. There was a time when I thought a lot of what Judy might have been doing. There's a lot of tobacco lying around and a lot of things that maybe would have brought in other types of spirits, if my memory serves. And I think, I did have
There was
the
that
thoughts
New
that
Year's
Judy.
Eve where we had a lot of spirits.
Right? Spirits were high, and so was I.
That's when I busted my eye, and Mike busted his nose.
Right? Busted his eye, grabbed me by the thigh, and
I don't know about the thigh.
right. Well,
This was the before picture.
nice. Some stag there, some Jägermeister spice. That stuff's always good. Crown Royal Apple. Now that's a one you don't see. They don't make that anymore. Did you know they just quit making that last year?
That actually, that came about. I think my nephew gave that to me. He says, "Here, take this." I'm like, "Great." But and then you see the fire pit in the back.
Yeah, is that a rolling pin sticking up? What's
I was hoping you would mention that, because the size of the fire pit, you just don't have a normal fire poker. You have you have an old boat oar. That's an old boat oar.
That makes sense. You gotta have something with a little bit of length to it, so you can stoke the fire as you go.
And it was an excellent electric guitar at times when you don't want to rock out.
Yeah. Play the air oar.
Yep. That was that New Year's. Who do we got peeking around here? What's going on here? I got so many pics.
I love it.
Tim and I and Mike, we would stand out there and play night frisbee for hours. And probably why I can't breathe anymore, because of all of the fire.
All the smoke and everything, sure.
And arthritis and rotator cuff. But there's Mike and I at the... That was before. This was, let's see how many changes there. That was actually the other fire pit. That was a tree that we chopped down.
It looked like it was before the tiki bar.
We had two fire pits going at that time.
What a great time.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, and it had everybody that I can recall, that does paranormal has been in there at one point in time. Did you ever get Greg out there?
No. Mm-mm. Nope.
Shame, those guys would have had a blast out there.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. And Tim's got all the research done for the teachers and principals that were there throughout the time when it first was a school. And actually his family member was supposed to have graduated, but she didn't.
Oh, is that what you were referring to?
Yeah, so we actually went to a neighbor's house, Margaret, who's the Alden historian person, and she had a picture of the class that his ancestor graduated from.
Oh, wow.
So we were this close of seeing a picture of his ancestor, but because she didn't graduate, she wasn't in the picture of
There was nothing you could do, right?
There was only 3 people in the picture. She would have been the 4th of the graduating class.
Wow.
Yeah. Yepers.
You know what they were called? You know what the school mascot was?
Oh God.
I'll give you a little clue.
It's something yellow, bees or something. I don't know.
The Rascals.
The Rascals. Are you sure?
I'm sure the school mascot was the Rascals. They were school colors were dark blue and gold.
There you go.
Trying to think if there was any.
I was just the dean of the school.
Yeah. Right. Who was the marm then?
And the principal's office was the bathroom / laundry room. Guess where the toilet was?
Right at his desk.
Like I said, yeah, we had a lot of people coming in there. Like I said, the grad guys were in there. So many different things.
Right, I love it. There's just to give any type of reference that you want. You know, again, plug this because the video you just played, that is available on YouTube, right?
It is.
There's also a few other clips that you can check out from the school on the website as well. I know that for a fact that there's other ones there that are in there. Whether it's still pictures or actual video or anything of that nature is all.
You know, I didn't even play the audio.
Well,
what's wrong with me?
Right.
Oh, you mean I wasn't prepared?
Can't imagine. Right. That's
Let's see if I still have it in here. Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, sorry. Here.
Well, I mentioned nope. I mentioned the first audio that Tim had. Is this going to even play?
Perhaps.
Can you hear it?
I can hear it.
So that right there, you hear this sound and then a kid's voice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was what Tim heard. And then he walked away. And of course, I reversed it afterwards because it sounds like it says they never knock or something like that. I don't know.
They never stop was what I kept hearing.
Never stop?
Mm-hmm.
Like talking, maybe?
Could be.
So I reversed it. So you hear that at the end, so you know
Yeah.
that's... So reverse, it sounds like the little girl saying, "I'm frightened."
Yeah. It almost sounds like I'm frightened, Pa, or I'm frightened, Ma. Like at the end, you know, I'm frightened, Pa.
Could be.
You know, or Ma, you know, one of the two. But I like that.
So that was like the first EVP there, and the weird sounds, of course. But a lot of fun to be had at the Alden School House, and when I get those other pictures, I'll just add those to the YouTube stuff.
Fantastic. Look, we've kept folks. Thanks for your attention for an extra 50 to 30 minutes here this evening. But any closing thoughts from you on the Schoolhouse, Dean? You spent the longest time there.
I spent enough time there. Like I said, there was good times and bad times and interesting times, and I missed the amount of the freedom to go back there and have a fire, the freedom to go back there and just jam out at all mid hours of the night without any concern.
Yeah.
The neighbors, of course, coming around, and just when Mike died in my arms, it seemed like everything died.
Yeah.
No one came by anymore. It was just like everything died. So it was kind of like, oh.
That was a chapter that kind of put it behind you in the first place there, too.
That's when the owner sold the property and someone else bought it, and you saw a picture of what they did to it, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They restored it, put it back to the character, but there was a lot of stuff there, and a lot of research, a lot of historical deep dive, a lot of people coming out to investigate it. So it was, the time that we had there was awesome, in the ghost side of things. Living there probably hurt my health more than it should, because it's a bad house. There were smokers in there, and it wasn't just my my friend as far as the health, plus the cold.
Yeah.
I mean, you could literally, the wind would cut through that house, and you could feel it when the wind picked up. It was not made to be a residence. It was right on 173. I was probably the highest. My bedroom was probably the highest. I was above everyone in the town of Alden. I was probably the highest spot in there.
Yeah, you had the crow's nest.
Yeah, even though the mill down the street is taller, it was down the street. So in height,
Elevation wise, you were the highest.
Elevation wise, correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was kind of interesting and fun.
Okay, from sea level, that's pretty cool.
If you had money, the potential of that place, becoming like a pool room, arcade room up in the attic would have been fun. It had so much potential.
Yeah.
3 acres, I want to say.
Well, and you said it best. I mean, all the history that went through there, the memories, good, bad, and different. I mean, that's a good portion, and you see everybody from the time it was a schoolhouse to the time it was just a residence. All the memories that came in. It was always a time. It was always a place of gathering. It was always a place that had congregations of people. Both residents and school and the like. So to tie it in my end back to the Hierophant card, that embodies setting up customary spiritual beliefs. It's associated with religion or other formal ideologies. So, the cards suggest that you learn the necessary values from a trusted source, kind of like a mentor or a spiritual counselor. So, mentor, I see teacher, spiritual counselor. I tend to think, Dean, that you did that for a good majority of people that went through there. And, as odd or maybe not uplifting as it may sound, I feel like that's why maybe you were, in essence, chosen to be there with Mike as he did pass in your arms, is because, you were his spiritual guide, the mentor to help him get across to where he needed to. And again, that is just kind of like you mentioned, the final chapter of everything that was going on there. So to put that to a closure and to see how everything goes, just carry on with the Hierophant and always trust that higher source or that higher power. So
what did I get on my report card?
Incomplete at the moment. You need to stick around for some extra credit, I think, is where this is going. It would have been great, but you landed yourself in detention for watching a ghost shower. So
well, Tim was watching. I was watching.
Yeah, you were just egging him on. You were like the hype man of the fight.
How do you know it was me?
That's true. Could have been your doppelganger.
Hey.
I'm just saying, You know, very well could have been. But at any rate,
If it's a doppelganger, it'd still be a man.
right. Well, you know, I want to harken back for a second because you were talking about that gentleman that was, what was he, 70 something, and he married somebody who was 19.
75, brought home and there's articles where she would leave like for 3 days to go down to the corner to get groceries because the grocery store was
3 days.
She returned in 3 days. I mean, she's 19,
Right.
he's 75, and so he in the newspaper you see these articles like him battling it out with her battling it out with him. She was accusing him of being domestic, and then he was doing the same thing, saying, she's bigger than me. She picks me up and slams me down on the ground. This is stuff in the newspapers.
Right.
And it's funny because back in the old newspapers, there was a man writing the column for, you know how those old newspapers, it says, you all in, and then so-and-so visit so-and-so. So-and-so did this. And so you could see the transition to where the person writing was a woman now, and she referred herself to as the scribbler woman. And so every time she said, well, this scribbler woman, you know, is wondering why Western Disbrow is still a bachelor at 70, you know.
Yeah.
So, and he comes home with a 19. So you can see the scrutiny of these people. But
Right. Do the math. The math on a 75-year-old coming home with a 19-year-old, that comes out to be, oh, shoot, about close to 12 inches. I mean,
but Alden was an interesting town. I mean, I think there was a railroad that came through there up to Hebron, and it just kind of dissipated. There was, I want to say, Borden Milk Company out there. There was a huge dairy milk company.
Borden Milk, yeah.
Yes, I want to say like one of the first Harley Davidson motorcycle shops out there, or repair shops, which I think is still kind of standing. The old fire department's still there. There was the old train depot that was still standing up until a few years back, and I was lucky enough to get a piece of the siding, and I actually have the windowsill, the ticket booth where they bought the tickets for the train.
Oh, yeah?
I have the wooden ticket booth still.
Huh.
But the
That's
thing is
cool.
tore down. Yeah, the thing is tore down now. So yeah, no, I was pretty lucky to be up there. I think it was an experience. Got to meet Mike, make best friend out of him. Tim and I many nights out there with Mike playing frisbee, and it was hard to let go, but we had a nice big fire to end it all, and kind of just said close the chapter, you know. So
I love it.
gotta move on.
Yeah. Speaking of moving on, you can catch us next week here, everybody. Hopefully we may have. Hopefully we will. Appreciate everybody sticking with us. Yeah.
Who knows what episode number it will be?
Yeah. We just kind of roll the dice and see what pops up. Like, hey, we're gonna go with 5 this time, and go that route. But have a good night, everybody. It was a pleasure joining in with you, and Dean, as always, yourself.
Oh, hey. Wow. Oh, hey everyone, it's Dean from Paranormal Pickers. Oh, I got the preview for the next episode. Oh, yeah. Here, take a peek.